welcome to the Bro 4 Squad podcast. We're here from Asgard giving you another world-famous movie commentary on Thor. That's it, just Thor. We have our movies paused at roughly the 18-second mark. I assume we're watching this on Disney+.
Unless you're one of those, if you're in a cave with a DVD, which I hope everything's going okay.
Yeah.
Although it's not, if that's the situation.
Yeah, just, you know what, we're always here to talk to you in that case. That was, while you guys get your movies sunk up with us, that was the mayor himself, Jeff Hornacek. Now, Horns, you were once banished from your home one time.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that? Like, is that a short story you're willing to share?
Yeah, it actually kind of involves someone very similar to Heimdall, except this guy had a hot tip at the dog races. You know, Heimdall sees all. This guy knew which dog was going to win at the Greyhound races. Gave me the tip, and the mob was looking to break my thumbs, so had to skip town. Pretty classic story.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Exactly.
You know. And are you welcome back now?
No, definitely not. So actually, I hope they're not listening to this, and if you are, I am in North Dakota. Definitely not any other state. Just go to North Dakota, and you'll find me there.
Perfect. On that note, we are going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, Thor time.
It's kind of wild
I
that...
should have said hammer time.
Damn it.
God, that would have been better.
We'll edit this out.
No, we won't.
It's kind of crazy that this was still so early in the MCU that they were still distributed. Not only one by Paramount, but now we don't even have the normal MCU.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough movies to put in there.
This was the third MCU movie? Fourth. Technically the fourth.
Hulk, Iron Man, and then this and
Iron
Cap
Man 2.
came out.
Iron Man
that's
2
right.
was before these, yeah.
Well, this and Cap came out really close to each other.
yeah,
too.
like a month apart maybe? 2 months apart?
Yeah. But I believe this was the last one released before the Avengers.
Yes, I believe so. Oh, so maybe it was 5. Now, what if cleared up the chronological order that this happens in?
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting.
So us recording this, sort of what prompted it is Love and Thunder is coming out, which is, I think, important in Thor canon because, of course, we see the return of Jane Foster. Now, she came back to do some ADR for Endgame, but how surprised are you that she's returning to the franchise? I guess I'm not really surprised because the reason she kind of wanted out was Patty Jenkins wasn't a part of Thor 2, which we can all agree is... I think Marvel's even like, yeah, we fucked up on that.
Yeah.
So time heals all wounds, and Taika Waititi's kind of hard to say no to, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I know we have been very critical of Natalie Portman on this podcast.
Yeah.
And I think she maybe wants a little redemption for the, shit that we've given her.
I don't think we're unfairly critical.
I don't think so either. But
It's mainly her lack of effort in like the prequels, and then some. When she takes a big budget role, she tends to kind of just mail it in for the paycheck.
Which is fine. Like, I'm all about taking the big paycheck, but like,
try.
I know you're better than what you gave us. Now, with that being said, I think she was fine in this one. I think she gave up in Underworld, or Dark World, excuse me, which I don't blame her. The movie fucking sucked.
This I like this van a lot.
Oh yeah,
definitely giving me Twister vibes.
Yeah.
Now Kenneth Branagh, who of course directed this, you and I love from the
Murder on Orient Express.
Yeah, what's the name of that? What would you call that franchise? The murder franchise.
The murder franchise. Agatha Christie.
I guess yeah.
Or Hercule Poirot.
Yeah. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but one of the issues that I do have is that huge plot point in this movie is the Bifrost being destroyed, Thor unable to come to Earth. And then the writing in Avengers is really sloppy. Like, dark magic, you're back on Earth now.
Yeah. No worries, it's cool.
I was like, that was the whole, like, emotional moment at the end of the film is Loki, like, falls off the bridge and he says, if you destroy the bridge, you'll never see her again, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, I just summoned dark magic. It's whatever. Brian, you hit a guy once with your car in the desert, right?
I'm legally not allowed to speak of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But once we stop recording, you'll talk about it. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Openly? Okay.
Yeah.
I stopped recording, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he came out of fucking nowhere, man. I mean, granted, I didn't hit the brakes, but would you have?
It looked like in the police report they said you accelerated, which I thought was interesting.
It just all happened so fast. I can't, confirm nor deny either one of those.
Got it. So this battle, which I love, anytime Anthony Hopkins narrates, before Jesus Christ, he always goes back so far when he narrates.
He does.
So the Frost Giants, I had heard on the director's commentary of Avengers Endgame, the Russos said originally they were going to also come through portals to help.
To help?
Yeah.
So they weren't going to be on Thanos' side?
No, they were going to help the heroes.
Wow. That would.
And it was kind of a last-minute change from Kevin Feige.
That's... I don't mind it either way. It would have been cool.
It would have been cool, but also it's definitely like not necessary.
Yeah, and it would have, honestly, I think for the larger masses, it would have been more confusing. You're like, wait, but they were bad guys.
I just do appreciate that the Russos are like, yeah, we have seen every movie, if you're wondering. Like,
yeah.
We're aware of. This is Odin with both eyes.
Yeah, rare sighting.
Odin has a problem in his heyday of just fucking random chicks. So even though he's on Earth for about 11 minutes to fight, I guarantee you he had time to go to a Hooters and, you know, buy a couple rounds for the boys. This is a good fight.
I know. I forgot about this. I think Thor, because of Dark World, gets a bad rap. And I also think it was the weakest out of the Phase 1.
But, you know,
But it's still a good fucking movie.
I think we've talked about this before, and they're not similar in terms of tone, but Dark World did for the Thor franchise what Batman and Robin did for the Batman franchise, where it's a movie that misses with audiences so much that you have to course correct.
Yeah.
And it ends up actually...
helping.
You can't really give it, like, credit. Like, you fucked up so bad that, like, we did the exact
You failed
opposite.
up.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah. This is cool exposition. I think Thor was the one movie early on in Phase 1 where everyone, understandably, it had never been done before, but they were like, dude, how are you going to bring all these characters together? Like, Captain America is a World War II epic, and Thor is like a sci-fi fantasy. Like, how are these characters going to exist in the same film? Yeah. I will say this about Asgard. I love the look of it, but it looks so much different in every movie that we see.
Yeah, this is not the Asgard that we get in Dark World. Nor is that the Asgard that we get in
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, yeah.
And obviously it gets blowed the fuck up, so we're not gonna...
Yeah, we won't get another shot at this, allegedly. I don't know. With multiverses open, we can get down...
That's true. Although I guess the Loki series came back here a lot.
Yeah, they came back here a few times, didn't they?
Asgard looks like a church organ.
I've always thought that. Little Loki and Little Thor, they just look fucking stupid.
I bet the casting call for young Loki is like, we need a kid who looks like a sniveling little shit who would rat out his friends the second it benefit him.
Oh, I qualify for that.
Yeah. This kid's really into
He's like zero sugar Asa Butterfield.
He's just Asa Butterfield, Banner, but Asa Butterfield is not a thing anymore in Hollywood. We tried...
I like Asa Butterfield.
I know you do. You and there's 3 other people who like Asa Butterfield. One of them is related to him.
Okay. So we're 3 smarter people than the rest of the world.
Sure. It is crazy. Like, Marvel has not missed on much casting. Like, Tom Hiddleston is maybe one of like a top 10 favorite performer of me, and he was in a show called Wallander before this, but. Essentially, you're starting a franchise in Thor with 2 unknowns. Now, in Hemsworth and Hiddleston, which end up being massive successes. Like, those 2 guys run Hollywood now and have so charisma oozing out of them. But I guess this was really, like, marketed on the heels of Natalie Portman and Anthony Hopkins, right?
Yes. Yeah, again, this is a they got lucky situation. Obviously, Portman and Hopkins are going to get the butts in the seats, but Hiddleston and Hemsworth excelled.
Yeah.
And really stole the show, especially, I mean, Hopkins was fine. Natalie Portman mailed it in some, but you can tell who's already made money and who needs the money.
I'm kind of surprised. Obviously, Coulson's a big character in this, but I'm kind of surprised we didn't get any Nick Fury in this movie.
I am too. But it kind of makes sense because this is supposed to be happening the exact same time as Iron Man 2, which means he was dealing with Tony Stark.
That's true, yeah.
So you can justify it.
Now, you know the story about Josh Dallas as Fandral, right?
I do. Because it's supposed to be Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levi was cast. I believe the Chuck movie got announced, which he was contractually obligated to do. The TV movie.
It was actually a 5th season.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So he had to drop out. So Josh Dallas comes in to play Fandral. And then ironically, for the second movie, Josh Dallas was on that show on ABC.
Once Upon a Time. Yep.
Which got picked. It was like the reverse.
Yeah.
His show got picked up late. He had to duck out. And Levi's like, oh,
I'll do it now.
I'll reprise the role. Although his... I guess he has a little bit to do in Dark World, but he has obviously nothing to do in Ragnarok.
No. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get more Warriors 3. This is the one that we get the most of it in.
Love the Warriors 3.
And I would almost watch a movie like a prequel that is just them.
I love Jamie Alexander. I believe she's coming back in Love and Thunder.
Yes.
Although she hasn't been in the trailers. She was in Loki.
Yeah. Made an appearance on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's right. And Ray Stevenson, who plays Volstagg, actually also played Punisher in Punisher Warzone. And he's the villain in The Other Guys.
Interesting.
Some cool stuff here.
Yeah.
I don't know what those two things are. But
I don't either, but we get
I
the
think one was
gauntlet
the
here.
Eye of Agamotto. We get the Infinity Gauntlet, which Hela, of course, kind of retcons and says, a fake.
Yeah.
There's the Eye of Agamotto. I wish this just turned into a Coors Light commercial.
Yeah.
The train comes out. It's like, what the fuck? Well, do you want a Coors Light now? Well, yes.
You got to capitalize on your opportunities.
Do you swear? Do you like super promise? Pinky promise? Now, this is, of course, the big debate. Thor becomes kind of a comedian, which I was against at first, but now I love it because of Hemsworth. And everyone says, like, well, in this movie, and even in the beginning of the Avengers, he speaks with this Shakespearean dialect, right? Like, his diction and word choice sounds like someone of a different time. Do you think, and I'm totally willing to accept this, his sort of change in the way he speaks and conducts himself is just his exposure to Earth and humans? And, like, because even in Age of Ultron, he starts making jokes on the ride back from the initial battle. He's like, the Hulk's victims are in the gates of hell, with, straying deltoids and things of the sort.
Yeah, I think you can chalk it up to, okay, let's say you live in the deep south, Mississippi, Alabama area. You got this real southern drawl,
Like the sweet taste of molasses
yes.
coming out your mouth.
But then you move to, let's say, New York or Chicago, and you mold those two together, and that becomes your accent.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that the more he gets exposed to Earth, the more he's going to mold to their accent.
Yeah, your experience is changing.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige has admitted the dyeing of Hemsworth's eyebrows was a mistake. And they corrected it in the next movie. I'll text Laufey right now. He's usually quick to respond. We're in a fantasy football group chat together.
I believe this is the only one that is actually Hemsworth's hair as well.
Yeah, I think so. Except for in Ragnarok when he shaves his
right.
head. Yeah.
But we don't count that because that's for like 25 minutes.
Tom Hiddleston's like, oh, damn.
Now,
Loki just has like a wine cooler.
Yeah. Get your popcorn
But
ready.
you're not king! I think he promised.
Hiddleston actually auditioned for Thor,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, almost, but no, you're going to be better as this shit-eating cocksucker.
This is me at Golden Corral when the cheese fountain runs out. I flip tables. I lose my shit.
I mean, it's understandable.
I'm proud of it.
They say it's going to be stocked all the time.
That's what they advertise. Hiddleston is so good in this role. Now, Hiddleston in the audition, I think you might actually be able to find it on Disney Plus as one of the extras. Hiddleston is as jacked as he can possibly be. He just doesn't have the frame.
He does not have the frame.
You know what's a funny analogy? In Batman Begins, the two finalists for Batman were Cillian Murphy and Christian Bale.
Yeah.
And Nolan loved Cillian Murphy so much. He's like, I mean, you're going to be in this movie. You're just not going to be Batman. I need you as Jonathan Crane. And Murphy actually, there's a costume test. He looks fucking good in the suit.
I could see him playing a great Bruce Wayne.
He would have been a great Batman, I think, too.
I don't think I can picture Hiddleston with blonde hair.
No, that would be the tough thing.
That's the biggest thing to get around.
Volstagg reminds me of you. He's just like, I'm here when you need me. Otherwise, like, where's the buffet? We're gonna just party.
Yeah. Look, you need me. You just give me a call. You know I'll be there. You also know where I'm at.
Josh Dallas, man, it's like, dude, acting is a thing where it's like life comes at you fast. Not that he was like being groomed for some big role, but like you're in this. You can't do the second one because Once Upon a Time,
and there was that show blew up. There was like 5 or 6 seasons.
That show was a big deal for a while.
Yeah.
This guy who plays Hogan, what's his name? I fucking love this dude. Tadanobu Asano. He's in the new Mortal Kombat, obviously.
Yeah.
He's great. Jamie Alexander. Too bad she's not good looking.
Right.
Why did they? Was she that movie Blind Spot? That show Blind Spot she was on. Apparently, the shooting schedule for that was brutal because she like almost couldn't do Dark World and she couldn't do Ragnarok because of it. And they were supposed to have her in Infinity War and she couldn't do that either.
That's insane. And also, like, if I'm her, like, look, you have you have an opportunity to be part of history, and you don't do it for a fucking show.
I just don't understand how contracts work because I don't know what her MCU deal was, but she definitely signed that before she got to that show. I'd be like, well, I signed this. If I'm Kevin Feige's probably like, whatever, you got a show, congrats, like you're leading him.
Like she's gonna make more money off of that show than she would by being in 10 seconds of this movie.
Right. I mean, Idris Elba, just inject him in my veins, right? Put him in anything.
I think he's a good second-hand man. I don't think he's a great lead guy, but put him as a right-hand man in any movie, and I'm in.
I love this line. You would defy orders? Good. Or is that at the end that he says that line? Oh yeah, he's wondering what the fuck happened to him.
Maybe you should put some fucking glasses on, Heimdall.
I take one cat nap after I had 2 beers, and this happens? I like his armor.
Costume design in this was fantastic.
Yes. And probably the most important of any of the Phase 1 movies. This is really like world building.
Yes.
God, this day on set already just looks like it's hard. Brana wants the overhead shot.
Yeah.
We're fucking on a sound stage, obviously.
I love KB as a director. I think he's a better director than he's an actor, and I think he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. I think he's great in Tenet. I just don't know what the fuck is happening with this character. You're probably crushing it.
I think you did good.
The other thing too, by the time Dark World comes out, they've just rebuilt the Bifrost, right? Like it's just because Thor has to fight the Marauders, so he's just being like warped everywhere.
Yeah, I don't understand. That's the Thor trilogy. I think each movie is fine on its own, but there's no cohesion between them.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is because a lot happens to him in the movies connecting.
Yes. Obviously, Avengers really changed him with Loki and everything, and then...
Although I do have to say, Infinity War really picks up his Ragnarok arc very well.
It does.
Like when he meets the Guardians, him discussing like everything that he lost with his homeworld and everything.
And even at the beginning of Endgame, when he chops Thanos' head off, and then he basically goes in this giant depression. Like you feel that, you understand all of that.
Because he's like, I'm a failure.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't protect Asgard, and he knows he was cocky. He didn't go for the head.
He was.
All right, so Jotunheim is like, this is basically we're tailgating for Vikings Packers, right?
Yeah.
There's like a guy with a grill. Hey, go Vikes! We shouldn't be here. Not with our Packers jerseys on.
This is a great scene coming up. Thor just fucks.
I love the Frost Giants.
I love these.
I'm a little confused about their actual size, though. Like, when we say giants, are they just like Boban Bogdanovich?
Yeah, I don't know. Or are they like 4 times the size of Thor?
Right. Also, Hogan, We shouldn't be here. Oh, you want to say that after we had Heimdall fucking teleport us to Asgard?
Way to fucking speak up.
Real helpful now. That's like the guy on the road trip, like, you realize you went an hour out of the way. He's like, we took a wrong turn. Yeah, no shit, Dylan.
You think?
I'm kind of surprised we haven't gone back, to my knowledge, haven't seen Jotunheim again.
We have not.
Unless it's shown, like, in the Convergence in the Dark World.
Maybe? But I wouldn't even count that. Like, I bet this is expensive as fuck to film.
Yeah. Although property values on Jotunheim, like, you can get a nice 3-bed, 2.5 bath for well below market value.
Really? I am looking for a vacation, but who wants a vacation when it's that fucking
You don't want to take the wife and kids there. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
I love the look of this palace.
Oh, yeah. I love Jotunheim.
The guy who plays Laufey... Let me look up his name.
The Jotunheim, to me, looks like if you did a live version of Frozen and made it dark.
Definitely. So, Colm Feore is the guy who plays Laufey. And he's actually in that Jack Ryan movie that Kenneth Branagh directed with Chris Pine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me see what that one
was it Jack Ryan or Jack Reacher?
I think it's Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit. I'm just trying to find it. What year did that come out? Damn, this guy's in a lot.
Journeyman, man.
Yeah, Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit from 2014.
Okay.
And Branagh plays one of the villains in that too. That's Chris Pine and Keira Knightley. Costner too, I guess.
Huh. I don't think I realized Costner was in it.
This is like Loki is. This is why he's such a good manipulator, because someone like Thor, he knows, is just literally going to do the opposite of what he says.
All he has to do is plant the seed.
How do you feel about Laufey's makeup here? Maybe it's Maybelline?
Maybe. Definitely not Revlon. They're going out of business.
You know, unrelated but related. So the Frost Giants, they do that move where they like freeze an icicle on their hand and then they stab you.
Yeah.
They say that an icicle is the best murder weapon because it just melts. You know, it goes away.
Yeah, I can see that.
I haven't thought about this. I haven't thought about killing you.
Have you? Wait, what was that?
No, I haven't thought about killing you.
Oh.
I'm so paranoid. Jeez.
That's Bruce Willis does that in Die Hard 2. Stabs dude in the fucking eye with an icicle.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well now we need to do Die Hard 2 at some point.
It's not. It's the weakest of all the Die Hards, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
What about the one with Jai Courtney? That one's pretty bad. Live Long and Die Hard.
Yeah, that one is really bad too.
I like Hogan's little. It almost looks like the thing that holds the Power Stone.
Oh yeah.
Loki is a very underrated hand-to-hand combat fighter. He's not like a brawler.
No.
But if we're talking like pure, like straight up skill,
he's a technique guy.
He definitely is.
He's not going to knock you out, but he's going to pepper you.
He would be like, if you in a baseball lineup, if he was like hitting ninth, you'd be like, that's a really good number 9 hitter.
Yeah. It's essentially you have 2 leadoffs.
Yeah, you turn the lineup over. This is a
good battle here.
So I guess Thor, it's funny because he's like obviously thousands of years old. Is he pre-prime right now in terms of fighting? Or is he like in his prime and then he's like maybe, not tail end, but like last act of his prime in like the Avengers movies?
I think this is like his breakout year.
Okay.
And
he's
then,
like bursting onto the scene.
Yeah, bursting onto the scene. I think Avengers, Age of Ultron, Dark World, that's his prime. And then he starts to lose it a little bit, obviously coming into Ragnarok.
Injuries, bro. It's
like, it happens to everybody. Nobody's 100% these days.
No. If you're 100% this year, you're not doing it right. I do love the classic, just every superhero trope. Use the first act to set up the powers that you'll show later. Number 1, Loki, as a frost giant. But number 2, just in case the audience didn't know, his illusions.
Yeah. Which he doesn't use enough in this movie. He does better at using it later on, especially in Dark World. I think they did a really good job of using his illusions there.
Well, think about like when he's in the prison cell trying to pretend like he's not depressed.
Yeah, when he's clearly fucked up.
Fandral, just your classic sword fighter.
Yeah.
Oof. I forgot he got stabbed.
Yeah, that'll leave a mark.
We need some cortisone.
Shoot him up, coach. Like, he's got to be dead, right? Like, that was right through the heart. Or do Asgardians, are their hearts not in their heart?
I think their heart's in their heart.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just classic Thor being too impulsive. Like, get the fuck out, bro.
Oh, I forgot about this guy.
Oh, yeah, this was like the main scene from the trailer, right?
Yeah. In fact, I don't think we really saw him much in New Mexico in the trailer. It was all on Asgard. Or Jotunheim here.
Yeah, you know, that's the interesting thing is this movie really has like two divergent storylines that come together at the end. Because Thor, it's like the whole fish out of water is really his whole arc until like the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
He finds his way.
Yeah, and then the rest of it is like the politics, quote unquote, on Asgard with the power vacuum that happens when Thor leaves and Odin goes into the Odin sleep. This looks really good for 2011.
Yeah, definitely holds up.
Him spinning the hammer is one of my favorite moves.
Baby Banner had last time I went to Disney World, she bought a Thor hammer. It's awesome. Like you can.
It's weighted pretty well.
It is.
I used to have one that was foam, but like you could fucking chuck it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could chuck this thing. But if you hold on the strap and spin it, it makes the
no way
sound. Yeah.
Damn.
It's pretty fucking cool.
I wish you would have brought that. Although we probably would have broken it.
Yeah.
This is fucking sick. He's crawling on the bottom.
Oh yeah. As they're jumping over, yeah.
Okay, this was a secret mission, so Heimdall's kind of like hesitant to.
Yeah. This isn't the one. It's Ragnarok is the one where the like dragon head comes back with him, right?
Yes, the opening scene. He is with. What's the fucking Satan guy's name?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'll look it up.
Fuck, God.
I'm definitely getting Cloverfield vibes from that dude.
A little bit, yeah.
Because I think actually the voice of him in Ragnarok is.
Guys, Thor's a fucking badass. I don't care who you are.
No, he's a beast. Surtur.
Yeah, that's right.
And Clancy Brown voices him.
Oh, okay.
From Dexter.
Yeah.
If it ever loads on my phone.
It won't.
Cool. We had fun. There he is.
Nice. I don't think I knew that.
Oh boy, Odin. Fucking. It's like when you're at the party blacked out and your dad shows up. He's like, "Is my son here?" Like, you are killing my social life.
Yeah.
I get I'm grounded. That's one thing, but I have to go to school on Monday.
Yeah, costume and makeup design in this was fantastic. His eye patch incorporated with the helmet right there, really well done.
This is where Odin really throws him under the bus. He does look tired, bro.
Yeah. I kind of wish they would have explained this war a little bit better in like their tiff.
Yeah, like, I guess I don't really understand why the Frost Giants, I mean, you can just say bloodlust, like why they wanted to take over Earth in the first place.
Yeah.
Maybe they heard there was like a Shake Shack opening up and they were like, well,
we need in on that.
Yeah. Shake Shack's fries, bro. So did Heimdall snitch, or did Odin just figure it out?
I feel like Odin just found out.
Heimdall would take it to the grave, right? He'd be like,
yeah, he's loyal.
I don't rat on my boys. Or maybe Loki gave him a tip, because obviously Loki's...
So, was Loki bad before this, or do you think this turned him bad?
I think jealous is maybe the right word, not bad.
Okay.
Loki's always Team Loki, though, right? He's going to do what benefits himself.
In theory, I mean, we'll see when second season of Loki comes out, but he started to be a little bit more empathetic at towards the end of that season.
Yeah. This is just great dialogue, great acting.
Thor is underrated because of Thor Underworld. He gets a bad rap.
I actually think one of the best acted scenes in the whole MCU is the scene later when Loki finds out he's a frost giant and he's talking with Odin. And he's,
yeah.
I mean, that's like incredible.
That's just acting upon acting upon acting right there.
Acting.
Like, that's a heavyweight going against the newcomer.
Do you think in the Bifrost they have one of those signs that says no accidents in, and now they have to reset it?
Yeah.
To like
0
days.
0 days.
We fucked up. I'm going with the forklift.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy shouldn't have been standing there, though.
Honestly, Brian, he worked too long without a break. He was a little bit mentally exhausted.
Well, okay.
Do you think Odin overreacts here?
I don't know how many warnings he got prior to this.
That's true.
Is
this strike 6?
Right. Like, if this is his first offense, yeah, he overreacted. But this is, a constant, becoming a theme.
Yeah, because you got to send a message.
Yeah. Especially with Loki there, and you're like, you got to set a precedent for the other one, too. You can't be a bitch.
Now, do you think Loki, like, obviously he didn't want Thor to become king. Did he think this would happen, though? Or was he like, holy shit.
There's no way.
Odin, chill,
right?
Dude. Okay, cool. I do like how, like, see him hit the car, 20-second flashback.
Yeah.
Not even a flashback. That's like the first act.
Yeah, it's just, hey, this is where we left you off with these characters. Please don't be dead. Yeah, Hemsworth, his facial hair here is a little fucked up.
It's weird, yeah, the blondness.
Yeah. And, like, his beard is, like, almost too perfect.
Yeah, he looks a lot different in the next one.
Yeah. But for the better.
We all change our look as we mature.
No, I will say he's about double in size in Dark World. He's fucking
He's
huge.
Almost too big in Dark World.
He is too big in Dark World. And they toned it down, in subsequent movies after that.
I do love, like, the markings the Bifrost leaves.
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw Eric Selvig? Ultron?
No, we've seen him one more time since then. I think. I don't remember, actually.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, good call.
I don't think he's in the new one.
Yeah, I think he's getting to the end of his line there.
He served his purpose.
He did.
Stellan Skarsgård isn't. I mean, he was in Dune. You saw Dune, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
He works a lot. He's really busy.
His big thing is he stays in his lane. He knows his purpose, doesn't do too much or too little.
You can make a shit ton of money doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Age of Ultron was his last MCU role. I'll look at upcoming projects, see what we got. If we got anything MCU. He's in Andor.
Really?
Yeah. And then Dune Part 2. If you just gave him some lime jello here, I think it would do wonders to calm him down.
And I mean, don't lie to him. He asked for lime. If you don't have it, just tell him. Don't say like, "Oh, see what I can
Don't
find."
give him the green and be like, "It's actually watermelon." Do you think he'll know the? Yes, he's gonna know the difference. Injecting him right in the ass. Oh, this is one of the better Stan Lee cameos, right? Now this is the after credit scene to Iron Man 2, right? Where Coulson finds in New Mexico the hammer. And I believe calls the Fury? It says I found it. And actually in Iron Man 2 he makes a reference like, have to go to New Mexico. And Tony goes, Land of Enchantment.
Yep. And there was another reference where they said something about New Mexico, and Coulson was like, "Yep, seen it, been there, done that."
Yeah.
And that may have been Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
When did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started right after Avengers, right? Like the pilot episode.
Yes.
Picks up with obviously his death in the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it runs through the Triskelion crashing and
That's
all of
right.
that.
Which
And
is
the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's the peak of the show.
Yeah, it has huge implications, and then that's really the end of the MCU references that they have.
Now, this town, Puente Antigua, I'm not sure if it's real or not, but I did read that they built this entire town just for the shoot.
I heard that as well.
Which, if you look at it, it's like, it kind of makes sense. It's really, I'm not saying it's easy to do, but it's like not really a town. It just looks like a bunch of like
you've got
cardboard.
7 buildings, a couple of street lamps.
I'm glad they brought Darcy back in WandaVision.
Yeah, I'm not a big Kat Dennings fan, but I am a Darcy fan.
Yeah. This is wild, them like the Einstein-Rosen bridge.
Yeah.
Who hasn't woke up like this? You know what I'm saying? To Vegas, am I right?
I don't think I've ever woke up like that before.
You haven't woke up strapped to a bed?
I generally don't sleep that way. It's
Yeah, you sleep on your side. That's right.
Yeah.
I sleep on my back, arms and legs strapped in too. Again, way too easy to get out of that, dude. I think there actually was, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but Selvig is talking about some scientist friend that he has, and it was originally he was supposed to mention Hank Pym.
Really?
Yeah, and I think they either cut it from the script or maybe they filmed it.
Now, Ant-Man was originally supposed to start the MCU.
Oh, like be the very first
Be
film?
the very first one.
Was that when Edgar Wright was still attached to it?
Yeah, and they kept putting it off. They putting it off because that's, he's a big part in the original Avengers in the comics.
He makes Ultron.
Right. And so they just didn't know how to introduce him, and then they finally, obviously, the way that they did, it worked.
The odds of hitting him twice. I love it. This guy's a Bud Heavy 6-pack.
Well, what else would you do to watch a bunch of people trying to pick up a hammer?
That's true.
Grilling.
This guy's, I feel like he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That looks like the truck Marty has in Back to the Future.
I was just about to say that.
With the fucking headlamps.
This is Stan Lee, right?
Yeah. Rips the whole bed out.
Did it work?
What's she drinking? Stella's? You don't bring Stella's to this.
No.
This is a Bud or Miller Heavy.
Yeah, this is like the cheapest shit you can find. Cans, definitely.
Keystone, yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, it's not litter here. Like fucking someone come around with the trash bag, please.
Yeah. Just throw it in the bed of your truck. All right.
Now, last time we saw Coulson, and this is the gratuitous. All right, we get it. He worked out for the movie.
Yeah.
Coulson we last saw in Captain Marvel, right?
Yes. I don't think we'll be getting any more Coulson, unfortunately.
Why not?
I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is done, and I don't think there's any way they can bring him back into the MCU.
Even multiverse-wise?
Maybe, I guess, but Donald Blake, that's a nice little
reference
nod
to the
the comics.
Have we met Donald Blake in the MCU proper?
I don't think so.
Is there a chance he shows up in Love and Thunder? Probably, right?
I mean, he's got to. She loved him, right?
Do you think they're going with the cancer storyline?
I don't know.
It's a bit heavy.
That's pretty, yeah.
Do you think Loki will show up in some capacity? Obviously, he's dead in the main timeline, but...
I think so. I think he can. I think it may be an end credit scene where he shows up coming out of the TVC or TVA or whatever.
That'd be cool.
The TVA and goes, Thor, you need to come with me. We can save her. Wow. And it has something to do with saving his mom.
Yeah. Frigga?
Yeah.
What is... They cut away from it. What is Fandral wearing? Like a vest with no undershirt?
Yeah.
What is that?
But it's like a scarf. Or a shawl.
Yeah, dude. Put a shirt on. Especially in front of Sif.
Yeah, and you haven't worked out enough to earn that.
How many times has Fandral tried to hook up with Sif and she's just shot him down?
At least once a week for the last 700 years.
Like every time they go to Team Happy Hour, he's like, I'm pretty good with a broadsword. It's like, Sif, don't do this. Please don't do this.
Yeah, answer's still no.
He just like he comes across as desperate, probably, right? Like,
yeah.
What he needs to do is hook up with another chick and make her jealous, like have her see it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's whatever. You know, when you work.
The
with
problem
somebody,
is, can he even get another chick?
that's the
the
issue.
big thing.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I mean, he could probably slay like 6s all day long.
I think
Just by being proxy to Thor.
I bet Volstagg bangs the most chicks, but I bet he averages like a 4.5 in terms of the chicks he's banging.
Oh yeah.
Like they're not lookers.
No.
He's a quantity over quality.
I would agree with
guy.
that.
Yeah, this is the scene I'm talking about. It's almost like erotic when he touches it.
Yeah.
How much has his costume changed? Because this looks pretty close.
Yeah, very subtly, I think. It's more vibrant vibrant green in Ragnarok.
Yeah, they definitely like bring more
brighten it up a little bit.
it.
But that's a lot brighter, lightly shot movie.
This was the day Hiddleston showed up on set and he was like, I'm going to show you why you cast me today.
Yeah.
Like, this reminds me of, like this is, like, your audition, basically.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he acts circles around Hopkins here, but he definitely out-acts Hopkins.
Yeah.
Which is not easy to do.
I mean,
when he tries.
They gave him the opportunity here, and he fucking took the ball and ran with it. Also, this is just meaty, man. Like, this is the emotional stuff that if you're an actor, you kind of dream, like, dude, I'll get to do a scene like this with Anthony Hopkins.
You need a refill?
Sure. Any of these.
Any of those?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be RB.
I'll speak to the greatest acting scene in this movie, at least. When he yells, tell me, and right here, look at this. And this is where, like, I know Hiddleston has said this in a lot of interviews, but for the people that say that, like, these superhero movies are just vapid and, they're just, popcorn films with some cool set pieces and some quips, look at this shit. Like, this is some meaty stuff. I mean, Thor is a bit of an exception. It is Shakespearean. It's a little more romantic. But we're right here, the idea of someone who spent their whole life believing that they were something that they weren't and they were lied to. And then your dad's like, no, I did this to protect you. And Loki's like, fuck you, bro. All you do is what you think is your own best interest. Also, it doesn't help that it's not like the Frost Giants are like their cross-the-street neighbors. They're like, they're arch enemies. So to him, he's like he says, so I'm the bad guy, but I've lived my whole life thinking I was like part of you. And then, look, and I don't want to say you're faking it, but bro, come on. This is what happens if you don't drink your Metamucil once you're over 60. This could happen at any moment. So if you're at home listening, I know we have a huge demo of over 60-year-olds. Let's make sure you get your potassium, hydrate, obviously, and then Metamucil. There's probably a world where the guards came in and thought Loki did this to him. Who houses a diner breakfast faster, Thor or Dwight Schrute? I did this at a TGI Fridays. Smash the glass and yell another when you're done. And they, just if you're thinking at home of giving it a whirl, they don't appreciate it. Not only that, but the coupon you have for a half-price app, they also then don't honor that coupon. So just trying to help you guys learn from my experiences. Because anytime I don't have to pay full price for potato skins, it's obviously a win. I love diner gossip. You never know what you're going to hear. Today it's about a fucking hammer that crashed in the desert. Sometimes it's about someone got too drunk at a NASCAR event and took their pants off. It's funny because in real life, this would be like Hemsworth's monthly carbohydrate allotment. This guy right here definitely was like the stud left tackle on his varsity football team.
Sorry, that was a big P.
Got better out than in.
That's what I always say. Oh, has he smashed the?
He did. I was saying.
God,
I was saying I did that same thing at TGI Fridays when they have happy hour, and not only do they not like it, but they won't honor your half-price appetizer coupon when you do it.
Really?
Yeah. They tell you to get out.
That's just false advertising.
And they say,
well, was it in the fine print?
I didn't read that far into it.
Okay.
And they say, they're obviously joking, but they say, quote unquote, never come back, you're banned for life. But that's just a thing people say. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, I say that to you all the time.
Yeah. I still show up at your house.
Right. I clearly don't want you to, but it's whatever.
I'm kind of with Selvig here. He's like, I get you want to fuck him, and you can fuck him, but we're not going to let him sleep in our trailer another night.
Yeah. Also coming from the dude here in about 20 minutes, just get shit-faced hammered with him. Doing boilermaker.
That's a great... What is a boilermaker? It's like a whiskey shot dropped in a beer?
Yeah, but I think you have to chug it. So I think it's like a Jaeger. Gross. I think it's like a Jaeger bomb, but with whiskey instead.
So, if you're listening to the podcast, you're wondering, how old are these guys? I'm about to be 35, so this will let you know where I'm at in my drinking life. Shots. We have to strategically plan how we do them. I was at a bar last weekend with my wife. Guy next to us, probably in his early 40s. Mad respect, but him and his friend were doing Irish car bombs.
Woo!
Which the only reason, this is how I know I'm old, the only reason I can't do that is the Baileys.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
I'm like, that's a fucking shot of like milk and sugar,
yeah.
basically. And those ones, remember, you have to chug because it curdles. It becomes like...
The only time I can do Baileys is like in some coffee or maybe hot chocolate.
Yeah. A shot of Baileys to me is not. It's just not an option.
No, I'm not going to do a shot of Baileys.
Yeah, Shield's just like, hey, fuck you, you know? Like, Coulson is one of the good guys, though.
He is a good guy. He doesn't mean to do wrong. He doesn't want to be this guy, but he has to be, you know?
He's like, look, I got a boss, too, you know?
Coulson's such a good fucking character. Like... Obviously,
he really was.
Obviously, his death is what made the Avengers like really form and come together and blah blah blah. But like, he's just a good fucking character in the little that we see him from beginning to end in the MCU.
And one cool thing, like especially in the beginning stages of making this cohesive universe, is he really is the audience.
Yeah,
he's the guy who's like, I kind of can't believe what I'm seeing, but I'm in all these films along for the ride. You know who his wife is in real life, right?
He's the connective tissue between the
Who would you say has filled that role now? You know who I think is actually kind of close is Wong.
Yeah, Wong.
Wong shows up a lot.
You can. Yeah, it's hard to say because there's so many players now.
Yeah.
What you were about to say something? I don't remember what it was.
No, this is the Hank Pym part where they cut it out. Oh, wow. iPod days. Jesus.
Man. It would have been better if she said Zune.
That would be a nice...
Although, I guess they do make that joke in one of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's his... Kraglin's like, it's a Zune. Everyone on Earth is using them. Yeah, that's Hank Pym he's talking about. Or no, this guy. One of my colleagues. I think the guy he said they never heard from again was Banner.
Yeah. Which makes sense. He's in Guadalupe, who the hell cares?
Mm-hmm.
Saving people's lives.
It's kind of crazy they can cut from Asgard to Puebla Antigua and it works. This is like ultimate shock. Yeah, I moved in, he has like his degree on the wall from New Hampshire University.
He was an honor student.
Didn't like to brag about
the way he sits on the throne, just so casually.
Hiddleston said the helmet was incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh, I can imagine. I bet it's weighted weird.
Yeah.
With those big ass horns.
See, wouldn't you send out like an all-staff email when this happens? Like to just sit on the throne and
You
be
would
like...
think... But, like, also, maybe they don't want to make a big deal out of it.
Do you think this is like in the Friday meeting? They just throw it in with the agenda.
Yeah, like, oh, and,
also, Odin's sleep is happening.
So...
But parking spaces next Monday will be limited due to construction. Wait, what was the thing you said before that?
Casual Wednesdays now.
No, it was after that.
Parking?
Casual Wednesdays. Just confuse the fuck out. How many people would forget? God damn it. I had a Hawaiian shirt laid out. The like monthly or the yearly like picnic that Asgard has is going to be really awkward because now it's like, does Loki choose who the volleyball teams are or does Odin?
It's tough, man.
Do you think Odin going in the Odin sleep in Q4 when their sales are down is just like
convenient?
Really, bro?
Yeah.
Because what's management going to say? Like, they can't fire him. He's an Odin sleep.
He's an Odin sleep, yeah. That's like when a chick gets pregnant. You can't fire them because they're pregnant.
Right.
But they're not at work for 3 fucking months.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Yeah, they got to take care of the baby.
Yeah.
It's a great analogy. What is this, a library?
I was just about to ask that. Is this like a public library?
Because if this is one of those, like, small mom-and-pop bookstores, if you're going to come in and read the whole goddamn book, you got to buy it. You know?
Yeah. Like, if you're reading more than the back of the book, we've got a problem.
Mm-hmm. Like, sir, did you bring a bookmark to fucking put in there? Like, what are you planning on coming back and picking this thing back up?
Yeah.
At least buy, like, a fucking coffee.
At $4 for a small? Please.
Banner, like, their costs go up, your costs go up. He tries to buy a fucking horse. The guy's like, I have, like, dogs. This guy's sweater.
Is that large enough to ride?
What would he have tried to sell him?
Like
a fucking ferret?
Like a Great Dane would be big, I guess? I don't know.
Picture Thor trying to ride a Great Dane. Its back breaks 20 steps in.
I'd just be impressed that it made 20 steps. Is that a parking ticket on her windshield? Does she just like fucking
She's
left?
gonna pay it. Jesus.
Sure. Okay.
I love where she's like, you ever done anything like this? He's like, dude, this is a fucking slow Tuesday.
Yeah, this is a slow Tuesday for me.
Yeah, see, the way he's written, and again, I think it makes sense. And I'm not complaining because, like, the newer Thor, I think, is hilarious. But, like, yeah, all he knew was Asgard. So he would talk differently than when he's been on Earth meeting all these other people.
You're limited by your experiences.
I think the accent analogy makes a lot of sense. Like, when you said, like, yeah, like, if you have an accent, then you move somewhere, like, your voice is going to change.
Yeah. Because you're hearing that accent and those tones more, and people may not be able to understand you the way that you are, so you form it to what they understand.
It's subconscious.
Yeah.
I think they filmed this actually in New Mexico because that's also where they filmed a lot of the... They had a soundstage there before they had Pinewood, and they filmed a lot of the Avengers stuff there also.
Yeah, I know New Mexico is a big place to film things. There was some good tax write-offs.
I think, like, the whole... This is all true. I think the whole Avengers Bridge stuff was filmed in New Mexico. Like,
really?
That's where they had the... Yeah.
Now it's all done in Atlanta, right? For the most part.
Now, Odin Sleep, is it like at the dentist where there's, like, a TV on the, like, ceiling, and it's like, here's Netflix, put on whatever you want?
I'd like to think so. It's always weird, though. Like, what do you put on? Do you put on something you actually want to pay attention to? Do you put on something that's like...
Do you have headphones?
Right, that's another question.
Yeah, if you have headphones, then maybe like a sick line, maybe like the... Like, well, they don't have any of these shows anymore, but maybe like Seinfeld. Actually, they have Seinfeld still, right?
Yeah, Seinfeld right now, yeah.
Good dentist watch. Damn, long drive.
This van is fucking cool.
This is a great scene. I actually forgot Hawkeye's coming up in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude who Thor, like, does that drop kick to.
Yeah. At
the time, I don't know if you remember online, there was a lot of rumors that could have been Luke Cage.
Oh, I do remember that.
And maybe he would have been at one.
This is arguably one of like the long action set pieces that the MCU has. It's really good. All of it's practical fighting, stunt work. Obviously, we know, later on how good at choreography Hemsworth is. Take a look at Extraction.
Case in point.
Was it like over 1,000 moves, not like in sequence, no cuts to memorize? That's incredible.
And he's working with stunt actors that they're going full speed.
Right.
Someone downloaded Kazaa or LimeWire.
LimeWire, man.
Sorry, I needed that Nickelback song. I miss Jasper Sitwell.
I do too. He dead though, right? He dead.
What does happen to him? Is he one of the aircraft carriers?
Pretty sure he died. Yeah, no, they throw him. They kidnap him and he gets thrown out of the fucking car in.
He dies in that scene.
In Winter Soldier.
Well, he didn't make it to the end.
Yeah. I've always been curious, hitting somebody in the face with the butt end of a gun, is that going to knock him out one kick like that?
Well, let me tell you where I would be. If you hit me in the face with the butt end of a gun, I probably wouldn't be knocked out, but I would want you to stop beating the shit out of me, so I'd probably just lay there and act like I was...
Fair enough.
Because my options, as far as I see it, are let you keep hitting me till I'm knocked out, or you just think I'm knocked out and
right.
Stop.
Just in case you don't hear from me. You know that thing you told me not to do?
Yeah, I did
it.
Sorry, but he's just super... It's the excuse. He's super hot.
Yeah. The sex is great. What can I say? Yeah, this is a great scene.
This whole thing is set up really well. And as a fan, you're like, dude, he's going to lift this fucking hammer.
Oh, yeah. I wanted him to lift it so bad.
It's cool that he's doing all this without powers.
Right. I love that with the jacket gets taken off him and used to strangle you.
Classic martial arts move.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jackie Chan's done that in every one of his movies. Oh, yeah. Great scene here.
Yeah. Fall down like dominoes.
I do love the line, too, Hawkeye has coming up. Do you want me to take him out, sir, or do you want to keep sending in guys for him to beat up? This thing would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never get in it, but...
Not that... Yeah, no. I've been in things similar to that, but not at that speed.
I wish I could shoot a bow and arrow. That'd be sick.
So are they just X-raying the hammer?
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out what the fuck this thing is. Because I think one of them said, or they're about to say, it's a metal that they haven't recognized.
Interesting, okay.
Now, Mjolnir and Vibranium. Vibranium is stronger, right?
I think so. But Mjolnir has, magical powers.
Yeah. Now, in Avengers Endgame, I don't know if it's the sword name or the name of the metal it's made out of, but Thanos' sword is called Uru. And in the comics, it's below adamantium but above vibranium, which is why it can...
Interesting.
But I have been told it's not as strong as Wolverine's claws. That kick right there.
Yeah.
That's a fucking move. Again, Anakin style, you can only do it if you have the high ground.
Obviously.
This scene right here, he wipes his face, makes his face worse.
Yeah,
you just wipe the mud
There's
off.
no blood now. Okay, Horns? No blood.
Love Hawkeye.
Renner, he got a raw... The beginning of his MCU career was tough.
Yeah.
But I think they made up for it.
I mean, they made... This is why the MCU... I don't want to shit on the DCEU. They have enough problems. But the MCU, when they knew they made a mistake, they fixed it right away. Age of Ultron, it's his story.
It is his story. Yeah.
Like the scene at his farmhouse is the emotional gravitas of the movie. You know?
And then everything with Hawkeye. The show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like his relationship with Natasha.
I mean, they've developed his. Is he the only family that they've developed in the MCU? I'm trying to think. I guess maybe Scott Lang and Cassie, but
maybe, but not really.
Because like his family's a big part of Endgame.
Yeah.
You know, like
with Iron Man and what's her face, his daughter Morgan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you can. I mean, but that like came and went. This is me when like you're in line at the bar and happy hour ends like just as you get.
Oh, it's so frustrating. If you're in line, they should still honor it.
That's right. I'd be like, dude.
I've always been saying that.
Yeah, if you hook me up, I'll tip you for it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Those look like kegs, and I'm not gonna pretend they're not.
Yeah, those are actually, they look like highly explosive gases, which I don't know why you would have those in there, especially if you don't know what the fuck it is. But...
Oh, so they let him come in and try to lift the hammer.
Colts was like, I just want to see what happens.
Yeah. And guys are like, well, you realize that by saying that, like, he beat the shit out of like 7 of the people who work here.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but did you see what one of them was wearing?
They were asking for it.
You gotta, I mean, he's clearly had a rough day. I would give him an ice cold beer.
Yeah. I think it's always tough to shoot scenes in the rain like this and make it look still light enough where we can see what's going on and not all like choppy. But you still get that cool hair effect and everything's wet and slippery in the mud.
To keep the rain out of the camera, I'll never understand how they do that.
It's magic.
Oh, perfect. Well, magic is just science that hasn't been explained yet.
Oh, I see what you did there. That was good. Although I don't think he technically has said that yet.
Spoilers.
I think it's coming up here.
Actually, very soon.
Yeah, like this scene maybe.
I forgot, we don't get much Heimdall until really the 3rd act when he kind of like figures out what the fuck Loki's doing.
Yeah. We don't get a whole lot of Heimdall in general in any of them.
Yeah, which in Thor the Dark World, Idris Elba had some quotes where he's like, this was the movie where I was like, damn, I really am contractually obligated, because he was playing Nelson Mandela in a movie at the same time he was filming it, and that one I think was like nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah. So
he's like, I would do Nelson Mandela, and then I would come to Thor on a green screen, and I'm like stabbing a sword in like this spaceship with elves, and I'm just like, what is acting? Like, one of these I'm playing a guy that ended apartheid in South Africa, and then in the other I'm fighting like dudes in elf costumes, and I'm on a fucking wire, and it's like,
this is a great
scene. And guess which one pays exponentially more? Yeah.
When Loki comes and tells him Odin's dead. God, his eyebrows look so fucking bad.
Yeah, they changed it pretty quick, but yeah. Yeah, the Loki, what does he have, like a trench coat on or something when he shows up?
Yeah. Something like that. They didn't even give him like a fresh pair of clothes. It's rude. That shield is better.
They have nothing in his size. Options are very limited. He actually turned down a few of the things they brought. He said he doesn't like plaid.
Well, who does?
I don't know. It's what we had in the closet.
What is this, like 1974?
It was left for a reason, I'm sure. A lot of clipboards. It's a clipboard budget. Yeah. Great use of mirrors.
Yeah.
Moon Knight-esque.
Except it was decent.
Yeah.
Check out our Moon Knight review.
I gotta go pee now, especially since we're talking about Moon Knight.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk about Moon Knight.
This is a great scene, though.
Excellent acting right here. This is when I think Marvel really discovered, like, oh, hey, we hit the ball out of the park, not just with Hemsworth as Thor, because he's so versatile and he can do so much, but also with Loki and everything that he can do. Hiddleston, excuse me. Really the emotional binding of Thor realizing he's got to get his shit together. Because if he doesn't get his shit together now, like, that's just fucked up. I can't stop looking at his fucking eyebrows, though. Like, I always realized that they looked weird, but I never realized that they dyed them. And they look horrible. Bring mom into it? That's just rude. I can't believe Loki thought he was going to get away with this right here. Like, Thor is my last obstacle I have to get past. So good. Just two new young guns on the scene acting the shit out of their lines together. I don't know this, but does Loki ever actually wield the hammer ever? Because I can almost see him in Loki season 2 wielding the hammer. I don't know if that's ever been a thing before.
What has?
Loki actually wielding the hammer.
Is he worthy?
I mean, I'm thinking he may be headed towards that way with
yeah, that's true.
Season 2.
This Coulson is clearly like, I mean, I know you're fucking lying to me, but yeah, go ahead, take him. I just want to see what's going to happen.
Coulson's in like the best spot, right? Because if he fucks up and he's like, yeah, take him, and then it like backfires him, he's like, look, I just want to see what happened. Like, now we know. We can prepare. The more data we have, the more prepared we can be.
That is true. He's like Billy Bean.
Yeah.
He's a man in pain. I do love too, like, let's just talk about like mitigating plot holes. Obviously, S.H.I.E.L.D. would know it's a bullshit ID.
Yeah.
So the point here is Coulson's like, all right, I'm more interested in like what this guy's actually doing here than who, like, if his ID is real.
Yeah. Nobody is who they say they are anymore, right?
Now, what if the bar is like, well, this is fake. You can't have a beer.
Would you tell him he can't have a beer?
Nope. Nope.
Nope. In fact, he's probably like got a permanent buy one, get one deal going on.
A BOGO. This bar, is this not the type of place you and I would just fucking post up
Fuck yeah,
at?
dude. God, that place just
I
looks...
bet their jalapeno poppers are so good.
Oh, yeah. Mozzarella sticks.
You know there's a golden tea in the corner.
There has to be.
I think it's legally required.
Yeah.
If they don't, the cops come in. Where's your fucking golden tea?
To the back, not acceptable. It's got to be where the public can access it.
It has to be visible from the entrance. That's what the statute states.
Can you imagine if that was actually a statute? Can you imagine if you were an actual mayor of a city? There'd be so many fucking stupid rules like that.
Oh, I mean, I'd never be. That's why I'd never be. Well, one of the many reasons why I'd never be mayor.
No, that's the only reason why you wouldn't be elected.
I would tell my opponent straight up if I was running for any type of political office, like, just so you know, the part where we start digging up dirt on each other, you're going to have a hard time deciding what to leave out.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be so many results your team brings back.
Every time you think it can't get worse than this,
it will.
I promise.
Wait till you find my internet search history.
Hopefully they can't crack into the incognito mode. Then you'd have some serious problems.
God. I can't explain a lot of those things. This is a good deal to me. Now, yes, banging Jane Foster is very tempting, but
look at you. You can get whoever you want.
He's buying him a boilermaker. It's like the big Stein. Look at that. I hate how he pours it in. That's gross.
Yeah, just drop the whole thing in, right?
It's fucking disgusting. Thor can drink anyone in the MCU under the table.
Easily. I don't know. I think with the way that Captain America metabolizes alcohol, he might give him a run for his money.
That's true. Steve's one of those guys that was like, beer is bitter. I don't like the taste.
I want some ice cold lemonade.
Yeah, that's what he wants. Fucking Steve.
Even his name sounds square. Steve.
There's two Steves out there listening to this like, hey.
Oh,
no, you're right.
Yeah. Like, I call him when I see him. All right, guys?
This guy to the left, he actually needed to talk to Laufey about getting some PTO. He's going to Aruba. And fucking Loki walks in. He's like, well, geez. So now I can't even talk to the boss. Yeah.
It's for my honeymoon.
This guy gets to cut all of us? Like, I had a meet. This was on... I sent you a calendar invite, Laufey.
Yeah. This is 2 weeks ago. It's not like I sprung it on you.
Right, I'm not trying to ambush you. So Laufey just got like a text message from like a burner phone. It's like, come in this way to Asgard.
Is Laufey his dad, technically? Like, biologically?
That's a great question. I don't know if he knows who his frost giant dad is. I don't think it's Laufey.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So you think it's just like some...
No, because I think Odin, like Loki's parents were just like killed. And that's where he found the baby.
They were just like a sub shop.
Yeah, they ran like a Blimpies, basically. Yeah, they franchised one. That's it. This is where Heimdall... This is like, you come home drunk in your parents' living room and they're like, where were you tonight? And you're like, we were...
Just friends.
We're studying.
Just...
Really, because you're like slobbering and you can't walk. We're studying a lot of math.
Yeah, just, I'm fried. Fried for the day.
So, gotta go to bed. Not gonna throw up or anything.
Yeah,
just
love you.
Mainly.
But, night. See you in the morning.
Can't wait till your daughter comes home. She's like, I was just at Alicia. Oh, well, yeah, Alicia's studying, reading books.
Sure you were. Sure.
Let me smell your breath. No, that's gross, Dad. Let me fucking smell your breath. Open your mouth.
You were drinking fucking Lost Lake? Get the fuck out of here. I've
She's
raised
like,
you better than that.
She's like, I'm more concerned that you immediately can identify the smell of Lost Lake. If anyone out there knows what Lost Lake is, please comment below. It is...
Piss in a fucking can.
First off, I don't think anyone has ever drank a Lost Lake that is colder than room temperature. It's always... You can have it in the fridge for 4 days. It's still fucking warm. It doesn't make sense. It's like it's chemically designed to combat...
You can also literally get a 30-pack, even with inflation today, for like $10.
They pay you. No, they would pay you out to take the 30.
Would they? Okay.
So how much did they have after that one boilermaker?
Honestly, I would say one more. I'd be like that.
Yeah, same. At Selvig's age, he's kind of a lightweight too.
He is. I feel like he is a lightweight.
So not only did they take her like research, did they kick Jane and them out of the like building?
No, I think she just lives in this trailer. I don't think she actually lives in the building. So if anything, I think they confined her to the trailer.
So Thor lays Selvig down and he's like, "Are these your chambers?" He's like, "Well, we got to hook up somewhere else, obviously."
Yeah, I know this great spot on the roof. She just puts like a half-eaten bowl of Captain Crunch.
Go Lean Crunch, that's like $7 a box.
Yeah, I'm not about that life.
Way to like subtly show off.
I'm an off-brand cereal guy. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. If you're getting anything with flakes especially.
Yeah.
Same. Now the ones that I will say I can definitely... Fruit Loops off-brand. Not good.
I'm not a big Fruit Loops guy to even begin with.
If it's the regular Fruit Loops, then yeah. But the old ones, or the off-brand, they just coat them in so much sugar because they're like, well, there's no actual fruit flavor in these, so...
Yeah. Let's just make it as sweet as we possibly can.
But like Honey Bunches of Oats off-brand, really good.
Oh, good. So good.
Cheerios, of course.
Yes. The Cocoa Pebbles?
Yeah. So let me
almost prefer them better.
Let me ask you this. As someone with a young child, do you and baby Banner have separate cereals? Do you try and get her to eat the more adult cereals, or do you occasionally? Because obviously we can't.
We're not big cereal people.
Okay.
So we do keep Cocoa Pebbles, off-brand, of course, in the house. And then we usually have like one other rotating, like Apple Jacks, Cheerios.
You can't do
Captain
the same
Crunch.
one.
Yeah.
I love Apple Jacks. Fuck.
I haven't had
On-brand Apple Jacks?
On banner.
Good. I was gonna say that's another one where I would not go with.
I haven't even tried off-brand Apple Jacks. It's just.
I think
it seems like a bad idea.
I like this scene. This is if you're gonna do works twofold right here because this is exposition, but this is the relationship between Thor and Jane. I'm hoping it'll probably just be a joke from Taika, but the Thor-Jane relationship, we never actually heard like why it ended, right?
No, it just ended, you know? They drifted apart.
I do love the way he talks about it in Endgame. Jane, an old flame of mine. Of course, nothing is... the only thing permanent in life is impermanence.
Am I right? You know what I mean?
You're like, what are we... I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Can we get you something to eat? Some eggs? I'll have a Bloody Mary. When he's making fun of Thor the Dark World, and he goes, we had to fight the Dark Elves.
Ooh.
When he's putting the eye drops in, he goes, also, it's not a stone. It's more of a sludge. Someone's going to have to amend that. As he's like putting his fucking... And that's where Tony's like, all right, maybe we need to get him off the...
Yeah.
Jane put her hand inside the ether, and then the ether went inside of her, and we're not even together anymore. Genius.
I mean, he did jump in really fast here, like...
But she's hot, so it's like...
It's worth it?
If you're him, it's like he's like a touring musician. He's like, I'm going to hook up with you, and I'm going to be back to Asgard by the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's not like she can pop by Asgard.
Yeah, I'll text you, okay?
You're going to call me, right? Of course I'm going to call you. Jane, what do you think this is? So Thor is what, like 4,000 years old? How long is his longest relationship been?
I mean, you're fucking Thor, so you don't have to settle down.
He can probably, for a while, juggle chicks on each of the 9 realms.
Yeah, I can see that. But I don't think he's ever been Facebook official with any of them.
No, well, that's the key.
That's the key.
Yeah. The second you do that, you got to drop the others, unless they're just totally stupid and they don't check Facebook.
Right. Who checks Facebook these days?
Olds.
Not Broforce Squad.
Right. No, definitely not us. We're on Facebook if you find us, but we're not on Facebook if you know what I mean.
Like it though.
Subscribe
to it.
Love this interaction right here.
Yes. Good.
So what I'm going to do is walk away. Definitely don't turn that to the right.
Yeah.
Coordinates are put in. I wish there was like a vending machine, like a Dasani vending machine in the Bifrost.
A7. No! It's stuck! I can't make it.
There's like a fucking guard like shaking it. My Funyuns, damn it!
That take 5 hasn't fallen!
What, you saw one that was like barely on there, you tried to get 2, you greedy bastard. Also, it's a joke, it's $1.25 for fucking tissues.
Look, they're the lotion-soaked ones.
I guess, I don't want that.
Oh, so you like your nose being all raw and bleeding and shit?
Kind of now. S.H.I.E.L.D. does drive some sick cars.
They do.
This is a question I should probably know at my age. Those eggs look really good.
Yeah.
Does Alka-Seltzer cure hangovers? Is an Alka-Seltzer just like an aspirin that you drink?
I think it's more of a stomach thing.
Okay. Because when I wake up hungover, I don't really have stomach pains.
No, I'm a black coffee, maybe some saltine crackers.
Yeah, you've been over this tried and true method.
Yeah, and some Advil cold sinus. It's the only thing that works.
My problem is, and I'm glad you brought liquid IV, I have trouble, the amount of water I need to drink, my body simply won't let me consume that much.
Yes.
That's why the liquid IV,
you always have to have some sort of supplement to it.
Right. I love them just walking down the... Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. See, if you're in New York and they make a joke of this in Hawkeye, no one would fucking bat an eye at these outfits.
No.
In fact, you might be underdressed in some, like in Soho. Why are you on a roof? People just fucking...
So they can see everything. And is it cold there?
That's a good question. See, and if you're someone at home who lives in New Mexico, let us know, because I know New Mexico, humid, south, but there's also some elevation, you know?
Yeah, I know it can get cold at night in the desert.
Definitely.
But...
Love Hogan. Just holding up his fucking sword.
Oh!
Friends. This is where Thor really learns he's been fucked with.
Yeah. Which is why it's good to... You gotta have your close friends and tell you anything. Even what you don't want to hear.
Volstag's like, we're here to get shit-faced, bro.
Yeah. He's like, I thought you wanted a party. Now, here's a variation of Thor. Do you like or do you not like Bro Thor from What If?
No.
I thought I was going to love it.
Yeah, I did too. That was like one of my least favorite episodes.
It just missed completely.
Yeah. Also, I don't think Hemsworth is a good voice actor.
I'd agree with that. He's still Hemsworth.
He really struggled there.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're actually watching the movie.
Yeah.
This happens like once a commentary,
Yeah.
I'd say. Ironically, not ironically, surprisingly, this happened in Batman and Robin.
It did. It happened in Son of Godzilla as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just so plot heavy. How strong is Heimdall that you can fucking Sub-Zero freeze him and he still almost, like, cuts your throat open?
Like a 7.2.
Dude, being frozen with your eye open would hurt so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I just think being frozen like that would probably kill you anyway. Oh. How would you be reacting if you saw this, like, right on top of you, like Coulson?
I mean, look, knowing this is a town where people hang out on the roof casually, you know what you and I would be doing. 12-pack head.
I was going to say, I would not be at the center of a fucking tornado.
I'd be like, I'm going to grab the 12-pack and head to the roof. You grab the Bluetooth speaker, and I'll see you there in a second. It's a great line. Is that one of Stark's? I don't know. He never fucking tells me anything. The Destroyer is badass. So much so to the fact that he even references the Phase 2 is designed from his blast, right?
Sounds right, yeah. The Destroyers are awesome. Here in a minute, we'll see that scene where Civ stabs him in, like, the spine.
Yeah. And
he just turns his head around and pulls it out.
I would have liked to seen Sif versus Hela in Ragnarok.
Ooh.
I think that would have been quite a...
What they did with the Warriors 3 and Hela was, like... I get what they wanted
Hogan
to accomplish.
had a pretty cool scene, but yeah.
Yeah, but after that, like... I don't know.
Volstagg died too, right?
They all died. I think Lady Civ is the only one that didn't die, technically.
So the Destroyer just listens to the King of Asgard, right? Like, you could be like, go pick up my laundry, and he would just fucking go get your...
That's how I interpret it.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Just walking through... And anytime you walk through burning flames and fire...
He walks through the 7-Eleven, comes out with, like, an icy. Oof.
Oh, that'll leave a mark in the morning.
Who was your favorite of the Sif and the Warriors 3? If you had to pick one. I know who your least favorite is.
Honestly, probably Hogan.
Hogan's your favorite?
I think so.
Yeah. I would go Volstagg, then Hogan, then Sif, then Fandral.
Yeah. Fandrel's definitely the bottom. It's not even close.
Yeah.
The
top three are pretty close. The gap between everyone else and Fandral is pretty massive.
Real quick, in the background, we just saw Donut Land. Is that the same donut shop that
Ooh,
Tony Stark is that in Iron Man 2?
Great question.
So we have a franchise.
Someone at home let us know.
Yeah.
Definitely getting Man of Steel vibes.
Yes.
Here when the Kryptonians land.
Some great effects here.
Yeah, and I think that part of the reason why you're like, let's just build the town from scratch is because you're like, well,
you're gonna blow it up.
We can just
anyway.
fuck it up. Yeah, it's not. Every time we look up, Volstag's on his ass.
Well, yeah, he can't even fucking walk straight. He just came out of that liquor store.
Yeah, like, why do you have like a brown paper bag? It's on sale.
Yeah. I'm on my lunch break, okay?
This is the one scene where Jamie Alexander does not give her best performance.
I would agree with that. She tries too hard.
Yeah, that's tough though, man. It's like,
yeah. Emotional scenes are always hard.
So the Destroyer, Loki just said, Loki doesn't probably really give a fuck about the Sif and the Warriors 3. She was like, kill Thor.
I would assume so. Yeah.
I love how he actually doesn't have a plan. This is the story of my life. They walk away, he's like, what's my plan?
Yeah. Okay.
12%.
You have 12% of a plan.
That's barely a concept. This is where you're like, I just want to talk.
Yeah. We can negotiate this, right? Pretty cool shot here with everybody in the background.
Yeah, this is a good one. What's Arturo's?
Like a grocery store, maybe?
Possibly, okay. Because I hope they have insurance, because that place is fucked.
That would be cool. Can Broforce Squad buy the city in New Mexico that they built?
Yeah, like what's left of this? Did
Yeah.
they tear it down? I mean, it makes no sense to just tear it down for no
Yeah.
reason, right? They just might as well leave it up.
Who knows when you're gonna need like a post-apocalyptic world to film another movie in?
Once a week, don't I say that I need a faulty fake city built to film a post-apocalyptic
I mean,
movie?
it's probably between like every 8 to 9 days.
Yeah.
A little more than a week. You're not desperate for a city. Can you imagine just taking this to the fucking face?
Jesus Christ. And Loki's just, this is like the review center for Major League Baseball. He's like, we're going to go to New York.
Yeah.
And Loki's like fucking watching the... Oh! So, to get ahead like 3 minutes, did the Destroyer kill Thor and Mjolnir brought him back to life? Or was he on the brink of death and Mjolnir saved him?
I think he's on the brink of death.
Okay.
And Mjolnir saved him.
Yeah, that's quite a shiner. You're not going to be able to tell the judge you fell down the stairs with that one.
I mean, you could. It's just not going to work.
I just need to sleep just a little bit. Where does it hurt? Mainly like my upper thigh.
Civ wants to fuck the shit out of Thor too, right?
She's like the kid with the toy at daycare, and like once she saw the other child enjoyed it, she's like, well, fuck, now I'm...
Here's a big problem I have in movies is...
In all movies, wow, okay.
Is courtships like this? She's known him for what, 48 hours, and she hit him with her car twice?
Yeah.
And now
It's a meet cute.
You're that much in love with him?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure, I'm sure you have some sort of emotional connection, but...
I'm not sure you have some sort of emotional connection.
You just want his dick.
How much of this crying would be happening if he didn't look like Chris Hemsworth?
Not nearly as much.
I love the stuff with his hammer. Like, the visuals of it flying. Every time they do it. Every movie, it just looks fucking badass.
Yeah. Several times when he's, like, caught it back, just looks so fucking cool.
Well, this is the iconic shot, right? When he catches it and they all turn and he's, like, in his armor.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing about Thor. And I'm surprised we haven't even thought of this. It's not an origin story. It's like a inverted origin story.
Yeah.
Like he starts as Thor, and then he's not, and he has to re-become Thor. Whereas most movies, it's like you have to become the hero.
Yeah, I never really thought of that. That's almost a good point.
Yeah, which is really cool. Yeah,
he definitely got the catch better the more he was Thor.
Sure.
But still solid in this.
I forgot about this scene where he kind of fights him in the twister.
I was going to say, they go up into the little cyclone, don't they?
So I think does he kill the destroyer? And then S.H.I.E.L.D. probably uses like the armor from it?
That sounds right.
It's crazy. The destroyer, he was just like running through people. Now he just looks like a total bitch once he... It's like in the NCAA tournament, you know, you just run through your conference. Now you got to play real teams. Looking at you, Valparaiso. Yeah, that's it, bro. You're done.
I'd shoot him in the head just to be safe, but...
Better safe than sorry. Calls him son of coal, right?
Yeah.
I like the armor more without the sleeves.
I do too. With that being said, though, I do like the sleeves.
Yeah.
The chest piece is a little much with the 6 medallions. I know that's real Thor traditional.
It's very comic accurate, though.
Yeah. It's just very in my face right now. I think that's something that they got right the further and the more that they've done is modernizing the costumes.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't even have the cape in Infinity War. I know in Endgame he does.
In Endgame he does. I don't think he does in Infinity War, though. I think you're right.
Yeah, I can remember in Endgame, like, after he chops Thanos' head off, his cape is definitely blowing. That's like the shot.
Yeah.
These guys, it's open carry in Asgard, right? So, like, the Frost Giants can come in with beer.
Yeah, obviously. They just have to have proof of citizenship, is all.
To drink beer?
Might be a problem.
Fuck, man.
We all know Asgardian rules are fucked up. They're not enforced, though.
Yeah, if it, like, helps the local economy, they typically tend to just kind of turn a blind eye. Yeah, Heimdall's frozen as fuck, bro.
Yeah, he's trying, though. How strong do you have to be for this?
To get out of that ice?
Yeah.
Bro, the strongest. God. This is like when you're constipated. And
Oh,
like,
yeah. Look, this is what killed Elvis, right?
Yes. The analogies between Heimdall being frozen and Elvis dying on the toilet are black and as clear as day.
Yeah, there's too many correlations there that we shouldn't even have to explain.
Yeah.
So, are we supposed to assume this is the last time he sees her before Dark World?
I think in Dark World she's like mad at him because she's like, I saw you on the news. Like you came back to stop Loki. And he's like, that wasn't that was a work trip.
That was a work trip. Business, you know.
Babe, I barely even had time to like eat dinner.
I couldn't even masturbate in the hotel. There wasn't enough time.
I was like, what is it? Why would you even bring that up to me? Okay, I masturbated twice in the hotel.
Yeah, it's...
3 times.
3 times if you count the time in the shower.
Why wouldn't we count the time in the shower? Okay, fine, we will count the time in the shower.
It's fine.
If that's a big deal to you. And then once in the lobby. What?
Well, that escalated quickly.
It was that the front desk was closed.
Was that before or after you started masturbating?
During.
Did you at least finish?
Yeah, I had 30 seconds.
Okay, good.
Frigga is a badass. Like,
yeah.
She fucks up some dark elves. She fucks up some frost giants.
She does. With really minimal skills there. I will say this is a genius plan by Loki. He's in his sleep. I'm going to kill him and frame the people that left me to die.
Now, here's the other question. Do you think he always planned to kill Laufey at the end? Or do you think once he saw Thor was in Asgard, he was like, well, to cover my bases, I need to save Odin's life?
I think he was planning on killing him.
Okay.
I think
The only reason I asked is...
Because I don't think he was supposed to survive the Destroyer. Thor.
That's true. But that's what I'm wondering. Did he know Thor had just shown up and that's why he stops him right here?
I don't think so.
Because Loki's plan is typically like, I'm a front runner. Whichever team is in the lead is who I'm going to... But if he wants to be king of Asgard, this is the move.
Right. Backdoor deals is how it gets how it happens.
And he really does love his mom, so he definitely would not like that they fucking touched her.
Yeah.
Plus, he gets to start... Yeah, you're right. He gets to start a war now.
All right, before this last fight, I gotta pee again.
Sounds good. If you happen to grab, another...
If it falls into my hand, I'll
if it slips and falls, then we'll make it work. This right here, Thor's like, Mom, honestly, turn away, because shit's gonna get weird. Loki's like, I'm offended. You know I'm racist. I hate the frost giants. Odin, I mean, I know old people can fall asleep, like, really easily. Like, put anything on TV below, like, 10 volume. But, dude, the battle for Asgard's happening and your sons are fucking shooting lasers at each other in your bedroom and you're still conked out? Excuse me, at home I'm dying. Yggdrasil, great visual. We see it in Captain America. We see it, obviously, it's a big part of the Nine Realms. Loki, little bit psycho of a plan. Thor's of the mindset, he's like, look, I want to kill all those motherfuckers too, but like, I want to fight them. Like, if we just blow up their planet, then I can't beat the shit out of them with my own hands.
How many calories do you think Thor takes in a day?
Thank you.
Like, I feel like he's like...
6,000 probably.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like he's like... you remember American Gladiators, the show?
Oh, yeah.
They took in like 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day.
How many are they burning? 8?
Probably, yeah, 8, 7, 8. I mean...
You would have to run literally 24 hours a day to burn.
Yeah, I mean, they were clearly just juiced up on roids, which I'm not saying Hemsworth hasn't dabbled in.
Sure.
If you see him in Dark World, you're like, this is
right.
Literally 3 times the size he was last time we saw him.
Correct.
Maybe not here. He's not on a 6,000 calorie, but he definitely is later on.
Yeah. I think here the time between being cast and this movie filming was pretty short, so he probably
Didn't have time to bulk up, really.
How many times do you say Loki, this is madness? A lot, right?
That's his go-to move, man.
It's like, actually, I met a girl. I'd like to show you pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
We're
God,
pretty serious.
She's so your type. I cannot wait to meet her. Wait, we're fighting. Never mind, we're fighting.
Awesome. She's awesome. But
you'll love her. She loves to read.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Let's talk about. Lots to talk about.
Whoa, don't hit me. Hold on. Let me talk to you about her. I think she should meet Dad.
What is his staff that it can, like, combat Mjolnir?
Magic.
Oh, okay. You know what? You're right. We don't see a lot of the, like, illusions. And for some reason, I thought we saw way more in this one. Thor: The Dark World is really where we get.
Yeah, that's where we really learn the illusions.
The interesting thing, Joss Whedon brought this up on the Avengers commentary, is like, people say a lot of the time Thor and Loki fight, like, well, how is Loki holding his own? Until probably that scene at the end of Avengers when he picks him up and throws him down and then Loki realizes what's happening and rolls away. Until that moment, Thor is always pulling his punches.
He's got to be. It's family.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to hurt you. As I say the illusions.
Yeah. How many times has Loki stabbed Thor?
A lot. I think once a movie at least, right?
At least.
If you count chopping his hand off. The visuals of the Bifrost look really cool.
Love it. it makes me appreciate how hard this is to film because this is 100% green screen, and it just makes you appreciate how hard this shit is to film.
Now, the setting the hammer on him, has he done that to anyone else in the show?
I don't think so. Why is it not like going through him though? Is my question. And how can he? There's another question. It always comes back to him. He wants to leave it there. Does he have to like tell it like stay?
I think he has like a telepathic connection.
Okay. Like chimpanzee communications, he says it with his eyes.
Telepathic, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really painful, right? Like, would it basically just be like a gorilla sitting on your chest?
I would think so. Yeah, like take like a 80-pound anvil and drop it on your chest.
Which I've done a few times.
Well, once on purpose.
This wakes Odin up. He's like, my kids are destroying the driveway.
He's
Jesus
like,
Christ.
God damn it! I can't even take a fucking nap.
That's all I ask.
I just wanted to watch the game and take a nap.
Odin's a big Penguins fan.
He is a big Penguins fan.
Like asleep in like a Penguin sweatshirt.
With his hands in his pants.
93 Stanley Cup champs. Oh shit.
Was Loki trying to stab him or the Bifrost?
I think him, because he wants the Bifrost to kill the Frost Giants in Jotunheim. Oh, is that what he's doing? He's trying to destroy Earth?
Oh, maybe it is the Frost Giants right now. Eventually they're small potatoes. Eventually he upgrades to Earth.
Asgard is essentially what European explorers thought Earth was. Just like a flat plateau where like everything falls off of it into space. We never definitively learn how Loki goes.
How does he survive here?
Yeah, here to meeting the other. Is this like just space?
Maybe. Or does he end up in like maybe not the same one, but a similar portal as the anus butthole or whatever from Ragnarok?
The Devil's Anus?
Yes. Is this a similar porthole?
This movie's post-credit scene is Fury and Selvig, right? And it shows Loki as like manipulating Selvig to use the Tesseract to bring him to Earth.
Sounds right, yeah.
Well, I guess that's worth a look. Is his line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very Michael Bay visual feel here, like at the end of his movies. Get the camera below the waist of everyone and we'll get
with the lighting, almost silhouette them. Yeah. No dialogue.
No. Epic score probably playing. We watch ours with the subtitles.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you from experience though, this is a great score.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best scores.
Is this Silvestri?
Yes.
He did Thor and the Avengers, right?
Yes. This is probably his best score, not his most noticeable. Avengers is obviously more recognizable.
Well, okay, here's the thing with score. It's way more than just the main theme.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't realize this, I think, unless you actually go on like Spotify and listen to the score. But like it's all literally everything happening during the movie is what it sets up.
The score drives the emotion of the movie. I've said this. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. The score drives the emotion of the movie.
Yeah.
So if you want, something sad is happening, you want like a real somber, slower music, deeper tones. Something happier or more exciting is more chippy, faster, kind of a thing.
Get the strings going.
Yeah. You got a lot more going on all at once. So if you have a scene and you're struggling dialogically, is that a thing?
It is now.
Okay. Then you can supplement some score to boost what you're trying to say.
Because if you think about it, like the real impactful moments, especially in these bigger movies,
Sid wants his dick so bad.
It's not even.
She's like, I finally got fucking Natalie Portman out of the way. You want me to suck your dick?
No, I'm grieving.
Frigga, talk some sense into him.
With those sequins, no one's gonna listen to her opinion.
That's true. No joke. Got out of the shower today. Had a sequin on my chest.
That's how.
I have a 4-year-old, I guess.
But how would it even stay on?
I don't know. It was magic.
Wow.
Magic.
Magic is just science that hasn't been explained yet.
I see what you did there. Now it makes sense because
People at home think we've been setting that up for 2 hours. We haven't.
we haven't.
Hey, at the end, to bring up a sequin that's stuck to your shirt. This view of Asgard, number 1, gorgeous. Number 2, in Thor: The Dark World,
Completely fucking different.
But I also think in this exact spot of the palace, him and Odin and Thor have a really important conversation.
Yes, I believe so. I think the biggest thing is that in subsequent movies after this, it's brighter, more vibrant.
Definitely.
Where in this movie it's more
well,
dull.
Asgard in the Thor: The Dark World, it feels more like you can actually like touch it, kind of. Here it kind of feels like it's a little more like plastic and rendered. And again, because Alan Taylor did direct Game of Thrones, it does have a Game of Thrones type.
100%. Yeah, it does.
And then Ragnarok, it's a little more poppy and colorish.
Ragnarok is in a whole nother league by itself compared to the first two.
Right. We're also not there for very long in Ragnarok.
No. We're there long enough to establish that it's going to get fucked up.
Right.
And that's all. And then it gets fucked up.
This looks like shit. We need some cones up or like a caution.
This is a safety issue now.
Should they have a caution fall off to edge of the universe?
Honestly, they're probably wanting to put some of those big ass cinder blocks up.
You need something.
You need something to block people from driving.
If Ronnie Cycli were on this podcast, all he would be looking at here is liability.
Yeah.
Someone slips, falls into the universe, you're sued. Now we got to shut it all down.
So they're like a full thriving lab again now.
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. now is funding them.
With only 3 people.
So Selvig, because when Avengers starts, Selvig is basically working for S.H.I.E.L.D.
On the Tesseract.
It's a paycheck gig.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow, that was it. That was Thor: The Dark World.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. God.
We've talked probably 10% about the sequel there.
Yeah. About how bad it is, though. Yeah. That was just Thor. Horns, any last impressions, thoughts?
So here's my question as we're waiting for the mid-credit scene. At this time, did we know yet, like, hey, every Marvel movie, you got to stick around? Or was that...
I don't think so. I think it was still like, are they going to, or are they not, kind of thing.
But I think this was the first time where, like, we knew the Avengers was coming out.
Yes.
We knew Thor was in it, so I was like, we're probably going to want to hang around.
This is probably the first one that's... Is that Ether?
Very much could be, yeah.
This was definitely the first one where... I'm not going to say we were expecting it, but we were anticipating it. Mm-hmm. Whereas later on, you know it's coming. Like, with Guardians 2. 5 end credit scenes.
Yeah.
They were all a bunch of bullshit.
They all, yeah.
Every single one of them.
Like his whole new team.
Yeah, there was the one where they kind of tease Adam Warlock, which I still think should be Matthew McConaughey. I don't think it's going to be.
It's Will Poulter.
Yeah, well, I'm holding out hope.
No, Will Poulter has filmed all the scenes.
Yeah, no, I'm still holding out hope.
Okay. He's done interviews.
I want it to be McConaughey. I think Will Poulter would be fantastic, though.
No, Will Poulter is Adam Warlock.
No,
the movie's filmed. It's in the can, Brian.
I mean, I think he would be pretty good.
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
picture didn't happen.
Okay, I'll show you pics.
It didn't happen.
Wait, when is this? We want to hang out with you guys, but also like, that's the movie.
Have we ever fast forwarded on a commentary before?
Is that allowed?
It's our pod. We can do what we want.
Well, Disney Plus is saying skip credits. Will that take us to the end credit scene?
I don't know. Maybe.
Where else would it take us, right? It would have to.
It has
now the option's gone away,
gone.
so now they're just being dicks. Okay, here's what we're going to do, guys. On Disney Plus, hit skip credits.
And see what happens with this.
Yeah, and we'll go to the...
Joel McCrae, Drunk Townie.
Any
Love
of us
it.
could. I mean, I'll
I could have done that.
Role. All right, we're going to hit skip credits in 3, 2, 1. Skip credits. Okay, Thor will return in the Avengers, and now it's got to be the... Yes.
Yes, wow. That's a clutch move by Disney Plus.
Very clutch.
They know we don't want to watch this.
This was at a time when it's like, I think every post-credit scene was just Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because he signed on for like 25 fucking movies right out of the gate.
So is this the base that we find him in the Avengers?
I think so. Where is that at? Do we know? Nevada, maybe?
I think so. In real life, it actually was like a NASA facility.
Really? So maybe we're
like they
thinking
trained astronauts.
like
there.
West Texas or Florida, maybe?
Good point. Very possible. In a weird way, Samuel L. Jackson looks 10 years younger here. He also looks exactly the same.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I don't like his suit here, though.
I don't know.
I like him better in the trench coat.
Yeah, I do too. That's my fury.
Yeah.
This is one of the first times we saw like movie crossover with an item. Like we just saw the Tesseract in Captain America. Holy shit.
Now it's in Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we saw a little bit. Obviously, we have Tony Stark in
Incredible Hulk,
which is cool. But this is
like a MacGuffin now.
Right, with Loki in the mirror right there, already in his head. It's fucking good shit, man.
That's cool.
Fucking good.
We've
shit.
never done the Avengers. I don't think we'll have to do a commentary at some point.
At one point, we talked about doing all of the. I'm not gonna watch Thor: The Dark World.
No, we're not.
Sorry.
Suggesting.
Yeah, just sorry.
No one wants to do it.
We talked about doing all the MC movies, and we've done a few of them.
Yeah.
I would say rather sparingly.
We have time.
Yeah.
All right, those are my last thoughts. Anything you want to say before?
I think Thor is really underrated, guys. I think that everybody should give it another poke. Check out our website www.broforcesquad.com. So like and subscribe to wherever we're at, wherever you're listening to us. That's where you can find us. Hit that subscribe, like button on YouTube, Twitter, follow, whatever it is. Just go to our website, again, www.broforcesquad.com, and all of our content is there. Till next time, I'm going to go fuck up some giants. No, I'm not.
That are the Coors Light mascot giants.
Yeah, obviously.
How did the bullet train not make an appearance in here?
Huge missed opportunity.
Yeah.